Yo, what is going on today, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What's That SCP? Pretty much that's what we've come to now. But anyways, how's your day going? Is it going well? Are you happy today? If not, I hope things get better for you. It's cold out here, bro. It's cold out here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna cap. It's cold out here. It's like what, 20 degrees outside? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. It's gonna be like that for the rest of this week, apparently. But enough about me. Let's go ahead and get into the reason why you're here. Another SCP. So today's SCP was requested by Amy Lee. SCP-668.
What do we got in here? A blade? Y'all didn't want to invite me to the party? Y'all know it's about to happen to y'all now, right? I'm about to get up in these guts. You know what I'm saying? Come here. We starting with the nun. This is for what you did to me in Nun Massacre. Get behind the couch. Get her. Oh! Come on, where y'all going? Where y'all going?
Alright, so without further ado, hope your day is going well. If not, I hope it gets better soon. And let's get into it.
Good afternoon, everyone.
What's going on, Dr. Miller?
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-668.
Okay.
Object Class: Euclid.
Euclid.
Special Containment Procedures. Revised. As of no special containment procedures aside from standard security are required.
Okay.
SCP-668 is to be transferred to a locked safe deposit box at Site-19's high-value item storage facility. Standard defenses against intrusion, explosive, chemical, biological, and memetic are to be in place at all times according to standard operating procedure. SCP-668 may only be removed from its safe deposit box by personnel with security clearance 2 or higher. Individuals wishing to make use of SCP-668 outside Site-19 must first submit a Form 668 Requested Course of Action Form to 0511 and be fitted with an explosive kill switch collar on a 24-hour timer before taking SCP-668.
An explosive kill switch timer? What's up with that, bro?
Into the field. An auditing officer with security clearance 4 or higher must confirm that SCP-668 has been returned to its safe deposit box before the collar is deactivated. Description: SCP-668 is a 33 centimeter or 13-inch chef's knife.
It's a knife,
with a
bro.
rosewood handle and full tang construction.
It's a knife.
Crafted at some point from the late 1930s to the early 1940s. When first acquired by field operatives, SCP-668 was in badly rusted condition, with heavy pitting from bloodstains and other bodily fluids trapped in the micro crevices within the blade. Following thorough analysis, these irregularities were removed for aesthetic purposes. This had negligible, if any, effect on SCP-668's special properties. The first recorded appearance of SCP-668 was in the 1960s, during an infamous murder case. A New York woman living alone was allegedly assaulted and murdered by an unknown assailant. Despite the fact that 38 witnesses reported hearing the attack, none of them attempted to aid the young woman for over 6 hours, until her eventual death. Whether the item received its properties due to this event, or whether it had them beforehand, is a matter of debate. See Dr. paper, read The Bystander Effect versus Dr. Theory regarding psychic imprintation. What is clear, however, are its current properties. When carried by a humanoid or humanoid entity with violent intent
psychotic
toward another human or humanoid entity, SCP-668 broadcasts a psychic signal that renders all sentient beings with a psionic resistance index of 97 or lower incapable of assisting the victim.
What?
Affected entities report a sudden sense of apathy while under SCP-668's influence. Sensory input is not affected, and affected entities report feeling revulsion and horror, but are simply incapable of acting, even indirectly, to assist the victim.
So let's say somebody gets knifed, right? Somebody gets gutted, and you saw that. You're looking there. You seeing the dude get gutted, but you're completely incapable of helping them due to this anomalous knife. It's messed up, man.
Meanwhile, it renders the victim incapable of defending themselves against their attacker. Tests using Class D personnel have shown no upper limit in the number of entities affected by the psychic resonance. In one test, 12 Class D personnel due for first-of-the-month termination were placed in a room alongside a researcher who was told to randomly select one test subject for death. The researcher killed all test subjects one by one, despite their professed horror. Prior incidents have indicated the possibility of hundreds, if not thousands of deaths due to SCP-668's unique properties.
Jeez.
See Incident Report 668A.
Keep that thing locked up, bro.
Mall massacre and subsequent information blackout operations.
Bury it.
Incident 668A. Incident: retrieval of SCP-668, 13-inch chef's knife. Personnel involved. Date.
This is wild, bro.
Location. Description: on city.
You can't even tell me the description. Everything's redacted up in this piece, bro.
Police department precinct.
Can't even tell me the date, the precinct, the person. Oh my
Attacking and
gosh.
killing bystanders with a large chef's knife at a local mall. Upon responding, officers discovered 15 casualties, most of whom had been ritually flensed in a manner described by witnesses as horrific. Officers discovered the subject, an escaped serial killer named, henceforth referred to as suspect, in the child's daycare area in the process of filleting and consuming a 9-year-old boy.
What do you even say to that? Wow. But this is not uncommon in the SCP universe. Ironically. How messed up that is, bro. Moment of silence for the kids, bro. That's kind of messed
ordered
up.
Subject
That is
to
messed up.
cease and desist. Suspect did not comply. Officers then attempted to fire
Because it's not him. It's the knife. It's the anomaly.
upon suspect, but discovered that they were unable to pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Officers then attempted to flee, but found themselves unable to do so.
Incapacitated completely. That's bro. How did they even secure this then? Because you can't come within a radius. You can't do anything. So how did they get the knife from this dude?
So, after suspect declared his intention to murder every last one of you mother***ing pigs, suspect proceeded to, ending with Cynthia Wallace, a Foundation operative embedded as an observer with the police department. Despite being under severe psychic assault, Officer Wallace, a pseudonym, managed to activate her emergency transponder located in her belt while complying with subject's orders to, alerting the Foundation of the situation. Mobile Task Force Pi 1, City Slickers, arrived on the scene minutes later, disguised as an FBI anti-terrorist task force. Pi 1 breached the perimeter corresponding with the moment that Officer Wallace's vital signs telemetry ceased transmitting. Task Force members discovered suspect standing outside the department store on the 3rd floor of the mall. The police officers' bodies were found suspended from the 3rd floor railing, skin flensed and arranged in the form of wings, entrails removed and trailing to the floor. Officer Wallace's body was found. SCP operatives then attempted to terminate the subject, only to discover that they too were unable to fire their
Incapacitated.
weapons.
So how did they get this?
Team
How did
leader
they get it back?
Transmitted a Class 1 Type 73 memetic attack alert to command and ordered the team to withdraw. This order failed when suspect stated his intention to find out what all your insides look like, rendering them helpless to escape.
Jeez,
Involved
bro.
task force members were subsequently remote terminated using surgically installed cranial detonators, according to standard field protocol following psychic compromise in a field agent. Command elements then authorized escalation of force to Tier 2, severe collateral damage. Aerial bombardment was attempted but failed when the pilots were unable to release their payload over the target.
The radius, bro. The reach on this thing's powers is insane. You just have to be in its general vicinity, and you're completely incapacitated, bro.
It was thus determined that the psychic field that prevents hostile intent towards subject may have an infinite range. Escalation of force to Tier 3 was considered but delayed, while Dr. Gears suggested an alternate strategy with a higher chance to retrieve the item intact. Hypothesizing that hostile intent was required for the psychic controls to trigger, Dr. Gears suggested using Class D personnel under mind control by SCP-661. Previously prepared sleepwalker agents fitted with surgically implanted earpieces transmitting SCP-061 were given the following commands. The 061-056 was ordered to give the following commands to the rest of the personnel through radio control.
So
The
they had to use mind-controlled
061-056
people.
was not given any indication as to the reason for said commands to prevent the psychic defenses from triggering. Agents were able to order DO-61-056 to give the following orders, suggesting that the psychic defense may only be able to function through a certain number of iterations. More research is required on this issue. The 061-056 through 070, 12 personnel, were ordered to carry explosive charges to 12 predetermined points, opening gas mains along the way. Explosives were detonated in sequence upon being given the final order by DO-61-056. DO-61-099, who fit the profile of the subject's preferred type of victim, was ordered to move to a predetermined location at the center of the mall to lure the suspect to the best location for both ensuring a kill and allowing for easy retrieval of the remains. Finally, 6 D-Class personnel not under control by SCP-061 were ordered to capture the subject. These Class D personnel were not expected to complete their mission and served as a delaying action while the mind-controlled operatives carried out their mission.
Wow. Bait and
The
switch.
operation was a success. By using multiple personnel, none of whom were aware of the significance of their actions, none of the personnel knew that their actions were related to terminating the suspect and were thus able to act freely. Suspect's remains were retrieved from the rubble by a bomb-diffusing robot and placed in a box lined with SCP-148 before being retrieved by Foundation personnel. Following confirmation of capture, Command ordered Tier 3 nuclear detonation elements to stand down from Ready 5 status and declared the incident contained. A cover story blaming the attack on terrorists was formulated and disseminated to the public. Controlled testing has determined that the subject's weapon, 13-inch chef's knife, was the active agent in the incident, emitting a psionic command.
A knife, bro.
Suspect's remains are to be sent to City Police Department along with a replica knife. The original weapon is to be designated a Keter-level SCP SCP-668 and sent to Site-19 for further testing. How the suspect acquired SCP-668 is unknown at this time. It is further noted that the obsessive nature of the subject's method of killing may have contributed to the success of this operation. Subject carried out its killings in a ritualistic manner, maximizing the amount of horror, pain, and suffering inflicted on its victims. For this reason, Foundation personnel were able to keep him contained within an enclosed area, the mall, and formulate a plan of action. Should the subject have made the decision to leave the mall and continue its killing spree elsewhere, immediate Tier 3 response by a double-blind operator would have been the only possible method of containing the incident.
Dang.
Recovery of SCP-668 in such scenarios is problematic due to the item's psychic properties. Agents attempting to apprehend the subject during containment failure incidents are often themselves affected by SCP-668's so-called apathy field, resulting in casualties among Foundation personnel. Following Incident 668-A, standard retrieval protocol includes the use of a long-range sniper rifle, double-blind conditions, and 3 different agents working in tandem through carefully coordinated actions to prevent any of them realizing that they are actively opposing the subject. Because of the obvious apocalyptic possibilities, it is the recommendation of this panel that SCP-668 be designated a Keter-level threat and placed in high-level containment.
It definitely is. Keter.
Addendum 668-A. Following further testing, it has been determined that test subjects wielding SCP-668 can be terminated through passive response so long as the terminating agent is introduced before the subject takes possession of SCP-668. The Running Man Protocol, see Appendix 668-B, approved terminating agents, is hereby approved for use with SCP-668, and the item in question is hereby reclassified as a Euclid-type object. Addendum 668-B. Use of Omega-7 personnel for retrieval of SCP-668 during future containment failure incidents is to be hereby forbidden due to the danger of SCP-76-2 coming into contact with the item. Addendum 668-B is revoked as of due to SCP-76-2's expressed distaste at using an item that, in its own words, takes all the fun out. Possibility of using SCP-76-2 as a solo agent for any future containment failure incidents under review. With the ending of the Omega-7 project, no further attempts to weaponize SCP-76-2 or SCP-668 are to be attempted.
Okay.
Addendum 668-C. Do not, under any circumstances, allow SCP-668 to come into contact with SCP-682.
Why?
Note that although average human beings have a psionic resistance index of 24, SCP-682 has been tested with a psionic resistance index of placing it above SCP-668's threshold of effect. The possibilities of a creature inimical to all life gaining possession of something like this should be obvious. With the ending of the Omega-7 project, no further attempts to weaponize SCP-682 or SCP-668 are to be attempted. Addendum 668-D. Request to reclassify SCP-668 under its original designation as a Keter-class object under review. Addendum 668-E. Request to reclassify SCP-668 under its original designation as a Keter-class object denied. SCP-668 will remain at Euclid classification.
I think it's Euclid because I don't know. It can't be Keter because it can't act on its own. It has to use somebody else to influence. That's probably why it was.
You know, sometimes I really don't understand people. This thing is not Keter. You guys ever heard of the locked box test? Anyway, I don't want to get into this right now. Frankly, I just want to have some lunch. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are.
I am.
And you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. This one was messed up, bro. Messed up, bro. Don't let anybody touch that knife. Oh man, a mind-controlling knife that can generate a psionic field that can not only protect itself, or its host, I should say, protect its host, as well as incapacitate victims for killing, bro. That's messed up. That's messed up, bro. Without further ado, that's gonna do it for this one, y'all. That's gonna do it for this one. I will catch y'all tomorrow, alright? So, until next time. Peace.